It's the 24th of May and this is your Solana Daily Debrief. Let's dive in. So Same Pump is mentioning the fact that there's a rising wedge, probably a big alt season in the making, courtesy of Gensler, and mostly the imposed 180 turn imposed by the Biden admin. Give it a couple of days, but I'm expecting the market to see it as a risk-on environment. So in other words, Same Pump thinks things are going to go up. In general, however, market prices are down a little bit. Ethereum's dropped to 5.4%, Solana down 5.6%, but this is still within the range which a lot of traders think is just safe and it's fine. Of course, not financial advice. Mags says that we're in a mid-range and maybe we kind of bounce around 65K before another leg up. There, of course, is some bullish news. SEC officially approving all spot Ethereum ETFs. And by all means, if you like ETH, of course, you're welcome to hold it. However, if you go and use the actual network, this is typically what you can pay. I've personally paid over $500 for transactions in the previous cycle. It was absolutely silly and just not worth it. Now, on the subject of ETFs, and this is of course speculation driven, but Brandon thinks, and many people actually think, that the next ETF pump right now for 175 per token. In other words, Solana will be the next ETF. And maybe this is possible. It's not as decentralized as Ethereum. It doesn't have the length of time that Ethereum's been around. However, Bitcoin was approved, Ethereum's been approved. Sometimes once one precedent has started, another one can go and another one and another one. It's easier to do things after you've done them a couple of times. So maybe Sol is the next one to go forward. We also have some news that Figure Markets brought 784,000 Sol for $80 million in the latest auction, which is very impressive. Figure Markets, please come stake that Sol with Validator.com. Would be much appreciated. In the meantime, everyone, go stake your Sol with Validator.com. A trend respecter. Send that Bonk coin much higher. By the way, I get a lot of people DMing me about pumping up some meme coin or promoting something. I have no intention of doing that. I think that's very risky and I would tarnish my reputation, so I don't do it. Bonk is of course a meme coin, it's a community coin, but it's stood the test of time and it has such a massive community that I actually think, not financial advice, but a small dollar cost average into Bonk daily will probably give you a decent return come all-time highs. And I'll work on a decent video covering everything in the Bonk ecosystem because I think it's the most genius meme coin there is in all of crypto. Now Bonk is in the top 5 meme coins by market cap. It's still being beaten by WIF, but I do expect a flippening. I'll just keep you updated with UpRock. So UpRock token will be launching May 30th, 2024 on the Jupiter Launchpad, which is really cool. And the Meteor tech behind this with regards to the sniper tech. So you basically, if you're bullish on this token and in the future other tokens that launch with LFG, you can go and put your USDC into a special vault. And then the first transaction will be buying it from the curve. I think everyone should know what the curve looks like. If not, I'll cover it in tomorrow's video. So we'll buy the first amount of allocated tokens, and then it will be stuck vesting for approximately 1 week. But this means that bots will not buy it, snipe it, and then just dump on those people that like it. So I am so excited and bullish for Meteor. It definitely has a few things you need to learn. It's not like the easiest thing. It's not as easy as just going to Community Finance, which I also think is amazing. But the stuff they ship, it just doesn't exist on any other blockchain. It's just truly, it just doesn't exist. So I think this is going to be really epic. Now on the subject of Jup, there is no criteria yet for the next 1 billion Jup airdrop in Jan 2025. Jupanuary is what it's called, but these things could maximize your airdrop. All of these actions here could potentially fit that criteria. My viewpoint is the team will keep it very close to the chest what the criteria is, and they probably won't even actually go ahead and select the criteria until like December or January. So I do think Jupiter should be something that you interact with whenever you're interacting on Solana, because if you do some of these, you should do well potentially. In particular, I think just general swaps are probably not going to be part of that, but limit orders, DCAs, perps, and also collecting the POAPs from the Jup planetary calls as well. Holding Jup Sol and JLP, that should work out good as well. The next challenge that Jup is trying to get into is the Giant Unified Market Initiative, where basically everything can become on-chain. And this is a mammoth task. And Meow has literally said, just for transparency, if we achieve this. So Jup will be successful, it already is, and it will continue to be successful. That's just kind of a given in my book. But there's a lot more risk here because there's regulatory risk and you need partners and partners need to bring things. And then there's going to be legal teams battling different jurisdictions, and then maybe things will be geo-blocked, and then you'll need to use a VPN. And I mean, the goal is that it's just this giant unified market. So it's a genius thing, and all we have to do really is just let it play out. If you want to learn a little bit more about this, just go and watch this here on YouTube. It's all timestamped, and clips are being made of these different partnerships as well, so you can watch the individual clips. Also, on the subject of voting and Jup in general, this ends in 1 day, 4 hours, basically 1 day, 5 hours. So make sure you go and vote for whoever you want. And remember, this is actually randomized every time you refresh your page. So don't just go and vote for the top one. We'll refresh it again, you'll see that it changes. Vote for the one that you think has the most potential to help the ecosystem. Of these three, the one that's going to reward you extra tokens is DiviBet. I think all three have great product market fit in their respective areas, but a bribe by DiviBet shouldn't actually change your viewpoint unless you're already really bullish and really bullish on DiviBet to begin with. So make sure you get amongst this, and remember, everyone gets active staking rewards. It doesn't matter if you vote for dBridge and if they lose, or DiviBet and if they lose, everyone gets the same. It's all about just voting, staking your Jup and voting. Zeta Markets has released a light paper for Zeta X, introducing the first ever DeFi layer 2 on Solana. So we'll cover this in more detail when we've got more information. Of course, having layer 2s on Solana is something that we never thought we would actually need, but we clearly do. And what they're working on is high throughput up to 10,000 TPS. There are going to be improvements coming to the Solana blockchain, just being shipped. And so maybe one day some of these layer 2s are not actually needed, and they may even go back to the layer 1. Because by having a layer 2, it makes things faster, but it becomes more centralized, and there are more risks associated with that. We've got some good news from StepN. So dear community, we're incredibly proud to introduce StepN Go, the latest innovation from FSL Web3. So basically, what this is easy onboarding, no crypto knowledge is needed, and they've got a new token, the GGT token, and you'll earn this new token. We'll go through a few things, or maybe I'll do a dedicated video. Essentially, if you've been using StepN for a little while, or maybe you've got some GMT, you can go and lock in the GMT and enter raffles to win one of the first 6,000 StepN Go sneakers, your ticket to joining the alpha testing phase. You can also go and join their Discord. Now, I wouldn't be going and speculating on any of this and buying the token and seeing if it goes up, because in the past, StepN did it really well, and then it came down exceptionally hard. But essentially, they're still building on StepN. I don't know the grand vision for this, and I wouldn't mind actually having someone jump on the podcast in the future to really talk about this, because as long as asset prices go up crazy and then they drop down even crazier, then some people will eat and others will completely be destroyed, and that doesn't obviously help the space. If you want to check out the white paper, you're welcome to do so. Now, to the people out there that want to create content, let me know in the comments. I'm potentially keen to do a little bit of a short video on how to create content, just so more content gets out there. But Superteam Earn, there's a huge number of opportunities. A lot of them relate to video content and also good Twitter threads. So give these a go if you've got the skills. Now, a little bit of drip news. If you're a legacy drip user and have never purchased droplets, make your first purchase of 5K droplets, and we'll match it with an additional 5K droplets. To qualify, your drip account must have been created on or before March 23rd, 2024 with no prior purchases. I do like drip. I'm going to do an updated tutorial. I think it's really cool. In my opinion, get amongst it. We've got some unfortunate security news from Renji. This is a lesson for all of us to have really good operational security. Essentially, what happened was he was sent a fake link to download Zoom. And this is one reason why I do prefer Google Meet over Zoom, because you actually have to download the application, which I think is silly. Anyway, so he downloads Zoom, and it was clearly a virus and a Trojan. They gained access to Google social accounts and all of the 42 hot wallets that were drained. And I imagine there's probably a couple of $100,000 worth of tokens drained, if not more. So 2 lessons: don't download stuff that you don't think is legitimate. And if in doubt, just don't do it. If someone says, hey, let's jump on a Zoom, if you don't have Zoom installed, if you're scared, then just don't do it and just say, I want to do a Google Meet. And the other thing is, as soon as your hot wallets gain a significant amount of value, put them onto a ledger. Because even if they access your computer, they will not have access to your ledger. And this goes without saying, and it's covered in my ledger videos as well, but your ledger 24-word seed phrase, secret recovery phrase, that should never ever be put on the internet, on a computer, or anything like that. It should not be digitized in any way. We've got some onboarding and off-ramping news from Sphere. It's that easy to off-ramp. basically generate a wallet tied to a bank account, send USDC, and receive USD in just one click. My company is in the US, and we have quite a bit of difficulty getting USDC to actually go into the bank account. So I'm going to give this a go and I'll report back, but this could work out for you. Assetdash 2 is now live on mobile, so make sure you're going to update your app, or if you're not using it, go and actually grab it. This essentially does a really good job of actually showing you your portfolio, what's going up, what's going down. It's one of my favorite portfolio trackers. And Blessed Burgers Game 9 is starting today, 5 p.m. UTC. There's now 148 burgers remaining, and the sole prize is over $200,000. Now, time for your actionables. A lot of these are the same as they have been for the last few days. Be consistent with the actions that you have a huge amount of belief in, and then I think this will actually play out. Number 1, LFG vote. Go and get your vote in. Check out Fabiano's daily airdrop farming guide if you want to go into different plays. Check out the bounties on Superteam Earn. This is a bit of a no-brainer for me. Some of these are worth a decent amount of money, and if you don't win, you generally start to learn a new skill and you level up. Use UpRock and Grass Finance. I don't have like a minimum goal, but I think if you could have at least 30,000 points, that would be well worth it. I'm also not sure when the snapshot is, but I imagine the snapshot has not been taken. And then also DCA Sol on Jup and stake it with Validator.com. And I'm just going to show you this really quickly because I think some people are confused what this actually means. Okay, so we just go to jup.ag and you can see in this wallet, you'd generally set up like maybe a dedicated wallet for just DCAs. In fact, we may have one. Maybe this one will work. Okay, we don't really have any money in that one. So we'll go back to our DeFi one and this will still work. We've got some money in here and then it's as simple as just DCA, set and forget. So let's say I want to take $100 a week, or maybe it's $200 over, say, the course of 2 weeks. I want to buy some Sol, not some Jup Sol. I want to buy some just dedicated Sol. You can buy Jup Sol as well if you like that. Now, you can do it in a couple ways. So what you may want to do is every day or even every 12 hours. So every 12 hours would mean 14 times within 1 week or 28 times within 2 weeks. So this is still a very small amount. We're basically dollar cost averaging at $7.14 of USDC per 12 hours. So in other words, like almost $15 a day. We go start DCA and we confirm. Then we can see down here, we've got this. Now, in my personal opinion, Solana will go much higher. It's not financial advice, of course, but this will slowly convert over the next 14 days into Sol. And we don't have to claim it or anything like that. It just goes straight into our wallet. And then every day or so, I just jump into the wallet and I just start staking it with Validator.com. You can stake it every day or you can stake it every week. It's entirely up to you. It kind of depends how much you're DCAing into Sol. But in my opinion, it's nice and easy and that's how you do it. So that's all for today. We'll catch you in the next video.